Good morning and welcome to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Chamber of Commerce. I'm joined by my co-host, Kelsey Lombard. Kelsey, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
The Chamber Business Report is brought to you by wonderful businesses here in Flagler County, including Klein Construction, building the future of Flagler County for the past 30 years. By Smart Technologies, they make business simple. By Intracoastal Bank of Palm Coast, community banking the way it should be, member FDIC. And by Katz & Green, Flagler County's personal injury attorneys since 1996. Also want to say thanks to two new sponsors, SolarFit. Appreciate Bill Gallagher and all the folks down there who are bringing great renewable solar energy to Flagler County and other places as well. And also our local Home Builders Association. Thanks to Anna Maria Long and all the folks at the Flagler HBA for supporting the Chamber Business Report. Our show today is going to feature two very special guests from the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. It is my pleasure to welcome Verdell Eckberg and also Stephen Baker to the show. Gentlemen, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Baker, you and I have been friends for a couple years, buddy. I had to go look it up last night. It was 2003 or 2002?
2002, you're
when
right.
we first brought that NAIA National Golf Championship to Palm Coast, and it's been you and me ever since, buddy.
Oh, listen,
Appreciate you.
I can still remember those planning sessions in Henry's Lounge, working on that, and man, some great memories. Great memories.
Unless you've been in Palm Coast for a long, long time, you have no idea the venues that we're talking about, because now today it's basically European Village, but there used to be a resort there and a hotel. And wonderful golf courses at Pine Lakes and Matanzas Woods
That's
back in the day, where we hosted two great national championship events and brought wonderful revenue and folks here to Flagler County, and the rest is history. And we're glad to have you guys here today. The Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa didn't exist back then. So,
right.
Verdell, give us a little history lesson. When did the resort first pop up, and what has happened over there in the lifespan? Because it's really evolved into quite a bit more than it first was when it first opened. And of course, now two wonderful golf courses. And we'll talk a little bit about the resort, but just give me a little history lesson, maybe.
You know, it opened in 2004. As a club. I mean, it was originally kind of a club. It sort of transitioned at that point into a hotel as well. So, in the beginning, you had the main building before it had built the Ocean Tower and, you know, the North and South Towers. Mm-hmm. It opened without the golf course. And then they bought the golf course, I think it was even about a year later, where they got, or 2 years later, got the Ocean course. Then a few years after that, about let's say it was around 2007 or 8, I don't know the exact date, but they bought the land and built the conservatory, and then built the clubhouse. You know, right at that right time in 2008. You know,
and we use the term "right time" in air quotes, because some folks would say, "Oof, unlucky."
Unlucky, exactly. Because I just moved here in 2004 when the resort was opening. So, and it has made just significant changes since then.
Yeah, it's an absolutely world-class resort.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. The people here in Palm Coast and Flagler County, unfortunately, because we live so close, we don't realize how wonderful the resort is and all the great things it has. I remember going to the I don't know if it was a groundbreaking or ribbon cutting of the lodge many, many years ago. Stephen was nice enough to invite me to see that.
I remember that.
Just to see what it has evolved into. And obviously the Ocean course, the Jack Nicklaus designed golf course, which is called the Ocean course because it runs right on the ocean.
Right.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about that course and an event coming next fall in the second segment of our show. But then also the conservatory course, Tom Watson designed course that, even though it's not right at the resort, it is a resort owned property and part of the golf resort. So let's talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, the conservatory is it's a Watson signature course, meaning that Tom Watson was here, designed it personally. It's his architecture, his vision. It's a links style course. It's a beautiful course, wildlife, vegetation. He's got an an island hole. It is not an easy course. It is long and it is wide, and it's challenging. And I think you've got from 7 to what do we got? 7 markers to tee off
Yeah,
from.
7 tee off markers.
7 tee off
Yeah.
markers. From here from the back tees, you are playing a long day.
Yeah, the PGA Tour guys will play the back markers, and old guys like me will try to play the closest one up. And the little pitch and putt.
Bacon, I play the threes.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not a big golfer, but I know the conservatory itself, you guys host events there as well. It is beautiful. I've been to a few.
Yeah,
And just that area there, even on the back balcony, being able to see the course,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. But, and you rent that out, right?
Yeah, the clubhouse is gorgeous. So we do, we do a number of events there for members, obviously, but to the public, weddings, social events. You got a beautiful back patio, as you said. You got a beautiful pool out there. It's just a really nice place if you want to have a smaller, more intimate function, a country club type wedding. It's gorgeous. We did the Southern Bride. We did a Southern Bride event there. Photo shoot, and it's just a fabulous place to have an event.
Let's talk a little bit more about the resort proper. And a lot of folks here in Flagler County and Palm Coast will go to meetings there or dinners or banquets, and maybe that's their only experience about the resort because they live local and they have not signed up for yet being the key word, a staycation to enjoy everything the resort offers. But you have a wonderful fantasy pool complex with a lazy river, an amazing spa. We were fortunate enough to take a chamber group and do a tour of the entire property and learn a lot more about it. And a lot of our ambassadors, I was really kind of surprised they had not experienced all those things. That's what generated us to do the tour. Is they're like, oh, I've been to banquets there, but I've never really seen the resort. And so, boy, it's an eye opener what you have there in the back.
And just thanks to Stephen Baker for giving us some pizza that we got to try.
Pizza and gelato
Oh my
is the key to any
gosh,
tour.
it was amazing. So thank you for that.
You're
but
welcome. You're
between all
welcome.
the other restaurants we got to see, you have the Beach Brewery, the Atlantic Grill, Defino's Italian Chop House, the Loggerhead Sports Pub, the Ocean Bar Cafe. Did I miss anything?
The
sushi.
The sushi
Sushi,
Yes,
you got
the sushi
sticks.
restaurant, yeah, the sticks. Okay.
And of course, the Atlantic Grill out back by the lodge. And just a key point, the Atlantic Grill is the only restaurant that's open to the public. So you
Correct.
really need to do a staycation.
Yes.
Book your room, bring your family, enjoy the lazy river, and some wonderful meals at all those restaurants that Kelsey mentioned.
Yeah, what's nice about the Atlantic Grill, if you're just coming out for dinner or cocktails, I mean, you just can't get a better view. I mean, you are directly on the ocean. So
And your back patio is pet friendly now. So
That is
not
correct.
only
It is, you're
can you
correct.
go and enjoy
That's right.
yourself, but you can bring your pets as well. So why not, right?
exactly.
And you guys also won an award for Shore to Dish in 2024.
That's right. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So you definitely have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a new menu that just started. Sort of the fall menu. Heavily seafood driven, obviously, but some great steaks and other items on it. It's really pretty spectacular. We got some new cocktail menus, some new mocktails, sort of our new thing being rolled out. So we try to keep it fresh, seasonally and make changes as much as we can.
Yeah.
And it's open breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about out back at the pool complex. You're sitting by the pool and enjoying a wonderful Saturday or Sunday or whatever day of the week you might be over at the resort. Can you order drinks and food right there at the pool and basically just lounge poolside all day?
Yeah, you get your cabana, get your chair, order cocktails and lunch or dinner or whatever. You can go to the beach, and rent a cabana, a chair, or grab a chair, enjoy the beach. So you can go back and forth as much as you'd like.
Yeah, it's an absolute world-class resort right here in Flagler County and close to home for anybody who lives here in Flagler County. I can't imagine that you'd have to drive any more than about 30 minutes to get there from almost any point unless you're in the way west end of Bunnell, maybe.
Yeah.
But for the vast majority of residents, it's about a 30-minute drive to a world-class resort. You don't need to go to Orlando. You don't need to go to Miami. You don't need to go South Beach. You can go to the beach right here at Hammock Beach.
Yeah, and I think what people sort of forget, I mean, having, lived here, I left and then came back, but having lived here, when you live in Palm Coast proper, you don't very seldom seems go over the causeway, over the bridge, right? And then on your way over, the minute you hit that bridge, your sort of whole thing changes, right? You go over the intercoastal, and then you go through the hammock, and you're going up, and you have these big, beautiful trees, kind of covering you, and you drive up the resort. It's a stunning view. It's a beautiful drive.
The minute you go over the bridge, you feel like you're on vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're on a
Yeah.
barrier island, so it's just a beautiful setting, and not just the hammock or just the hammock area in general, up and down A1A. I mean, it's just really a gorgeous setting. Yeah. So you really do feel like you got away.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the, you guys are a nationally known, internationally known resort property, but you're still very local. You support a lot of local events. You had a wonderful event that Kelsey and I participated in a while back, the 9/11 Stair Climb, also the Food and Wine Fest, and many other events. But just want to talk about your commitment to supporting the local community as an entity.
Yeah, I think it's we want to be an integral part of the community. So like the 9/11 is a really good example. It started, and Stephen, was here for the beginning of it. So he can give you more detail, but it started small. I mean, maybe 30 climbers and I think this year, Stephen, what was it?
300.
300.
300, yeah. Adam Dennison, our director of security, works locally with all departments, and man, it's grown so much. And firefighters come from New York, all over, for it, and really support that.
It's so impressive.
It was an amazing event.
It was.
And as you get, for me, it was a little special this year. My son grew up here, graduated from here, and I'm looking around, and his best friend growing up is now a fireman, and he was at the climb. So it really, things sort of kind of come home to you, So it's really a special day.
Yeah, even though that event started small, it has certainly grown into a very significant event. And I'm sure when it was first pitched, you can't say no to Lacey.
No.
So you didn't really have a choice.
You can
Good luck. Good luck.
And now from 30 to 300, I mean 10x.
Yeah.
Whatever X is.
Yeah.
10, let's just say 10x. And next year it'll probably be 12x or 14 or 15. It's going to be more than 10. I know that.
And I got to give a lot of credit to both Lacey and Adam Dennison, because those two really, I mean, it's important to the community, but it is personal for them. And,
really is.
And they go out of their way to make sure it is run proper and done right, and they do a fabulous job.
And they've done a great job, because a lot of the school-age children weren't born when 9/11 happened. So they use it as a good educational tool, and the kids get involved, and so both high schools are involved. Yeah. It's a great community involvement.
It really was a great
Even
community
hearing
event.
from them in the beginning, we had Jasmine that came out and spoke,
right.
and
That's right.
and hearing that was just heartfelt and touching. And the whole experience, I think even just being a part of it and seeing the firefighters running up with their equipment on, and
You just don't want to forget.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
You just don't want to forget.
Never forget. And you're exactly right. It is kind of hard to believe that the kids in high school today weren't even born when it happened. But,
Very much so.
but like my youngest daughter, Rachel, she's 22. She's born in 2003.
Yeah.
She wasn't born when it happened.
Well, and I worked in New York during 9/11, so like it's it's something you don't forget.
Yeah. And so it's a wonderful tribute and a great, well planned, well organized, very safe, amazing event. Was thrilled to be part of it and honored to make the climb 11 times up and down, and my legs were hurting for a week afterwards because I'm old, but I'm really happy that I did it, and I got to start training for next year, so I'm not as sore after the fact. But you guys have done such a great job with that, and like I say, the Food and Wine Fest, which everything is made by your chefs on site, your people, and other events. Not that those are the only two events, but those are two recent events that have been held there at the resort. And Stephen, you're obviously in group sales. You're bringing groups from all over the country and probably all over the world to help enjoy our hospitality here.
That's correct. It's Verdell will tell you, and as Verdell's more job is director of sales and marketing. So Verdell really concentrates on where they're coming from. So naturally, you'll have your drive market coming Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami, but then you'll come into the third most popular one would be like New York coming down. So they'll come down. So for us, we realize Florida is our bread and butter. That's where they're coming from. But then also we're booking groups coming from all over to enjoy the golf. The ocean course, true gem. It's something, 6 holes right on the ocean. And then you add in the rooms, and we want it where they come and don't have to leave at all.
Yeah.
They can come and stay, and whether it's an incentive program, coming in to reward their employees, or coming in for a board meeting, anything like that, we can handle it.
And this time of year is a perfect time to come to enjoy Florida because, it's hard to predict the weather. It can change the next couple of days. But this time of year in late November, early December is one of the best times of year. Highs, 75, maybe 78. Low at night, maybe 60. I know last week we did have some chilly temperatures on Veterans Day. But for the most part, the weather is amazing. The golf course is in beautiful shape. People can escape the north and come down here and play golf right after Thanksgiving.
And the other thing too that people tend to forget, it's a little different than a traditional hotel. So if you're a couple or with no presence of children, or don't bring them with you, or they're old or whatever, we have 1-bedroom suites that are they have little kitchenettes. They all basically have sliding glass windows overlooking the water, overlooking the ocean, and the resort grounds, which are stunning. But if you come with a family or a group of friends, you've got 2- and 3-bedroom villas. We've got private homes. We've got one that's an 11-bedroom, a number of 5- and 6-bedroom homes. So if you want to have a reunion, a family reunion, or a golf group, or whatever, it's just a perfect location to do it.
And it's like your home because you have the full kitchen and you have all the amenities in the room. You have the overlooking the ocean, that wonderful large patio that they have.
You got the best of both worlds. If you want to eat in with your kids, you can.
Right.
And if you don't, you just go down to Delfino's and let them take care of things for you. So,
exactly. Or go grab a pizza for the kids. You can get a gelato and pizza and eat outside in the patio or whatever. It has something for everybody.
We're visiting with Verdell Eckberg and Stephen Baker from the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa here on the Chamber of Business Report today, learning more about the resort and all the wonderful amenities there. Clearly great golf courses, both the Conservatory course, a Tom Watson signature course, and also the Ocean course, which is a Jack Nicklaus design course. And there's a special event coming up here. It's seemingly right around the corner, but it's about 11 months away. But we're thrilled to talk a little bit more about it in our second segment. The Furyk and Friends tournament is coming to the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. We'll talk about that right after this break on the Chamber Business Report. Good morning and welcome back to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, joined by Verdell Eckberg and Stephen Baker from the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. We're talking about all of the wonderful things over there at the resort, and there are some really wonderful things coming up. As you know, we are into the Thanksgiving season, but before that, we have to have a great sale, and it has just gone out. That starts this week, and it goes until December the 4th. We're calling it the Black Friday sale. 40% off, Verdell, is that correct, for locals?
Correct.
40% off plus a $200 food and beverage credit, discounted rates for locals to enjoy the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. You need to book by December 4th. You don't have to stay by December 4th, but you have to book by December the 4th. So you got about 2 weeks or so to take care of your business, get it booked, and enjoy all the things we were just talking about in the first segment.
Right.
The wonderful restaurants that you can only enjoy if you are a resort guest, the Lazy River Pool, and it is still a good time of year to go hit the pool because the weather is wonderful here in Florida. And, of course, 2 unbelievably beautiful golf courses, a Tom Watson and a Jack Nicklaus course, one on the ocean, one off the ocean, very different, but both immaculate and wonderful places.
And what a better time than to book now, with kids coming up to vacation. Why not take the kids to the Hammock Beach, whether it's a staycation or you're coming in to travel? We're a week away from Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, a lot of folks try to go out of town for the Christmas break when their kids are out of school. You can stay right here in town and get an even better opportunity. Stay close to home, save some money, and support our local community right here in Flagler County. And Kelsey, you mentioned Thanksgiving. And Verdell, you guys are open for Thanksgiving. There's a couple options, right? I think correct me if I'm wrong, at the Atlantic Grill, you can do a sit-down meal. Or in the ballroom, there's a buffet option, both available for Thanksgiving, right?
That's right, yep.
So if you want to make a reservation, because you need to do that, they are running very low on space. They have had wonderful success. 386-447-4610. 386-447-4610. Pick up the phone. Give them a call there at the resort. You can book the buffet in the ballroom, all you can eat. That suits me very well. Or the Atlantic Grill is another wonderful opportunity with that breathtaking oceanfront view.
Or a lot of people are looking for options to carry out to be able to just provide a meal for their family. You can actually call the Atlantic Grill and do a whole order, and they'll accommodate for you to just carry that and bring it home and have your Thanksgiving and not have to put the sweat into making your dinner.
It's a heck of a lot easier to get up at 5 a.m. to throw that bird in the oven.
We'll cook it for you. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, let's turn our attention. We got a couple minutes left here, and we want to talk about the Constellation Furyk and Friends Golf Championship, which is coming here to the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. The dates are October 5th through 11th, and I know a lot of folks are thinking, that's almost a year away. Yes, it is. However, this is an amazing event with some of the best senior tour members on the PGA Tour Champions Tour, led by two amazing people that I had a chance to spend some time with at the press conference, which was held in an immaculate setting right there outside of the Lodge and the Atlantic Grill. Jim and Tabitha Furyk are bringing the Furyk and Friends Championship here. Verdell, I know you've worked with them. This has been going on for several months to bring that event here. Let's talk a little bit more about it and some of the great opportunities that event's going to present for us here in Flagler County.
Yeah, I think, it does a lot of things. It brings a major golf event back to Florida or back to Palm Coast, back to Flagler. There hasn't been one here since, I think the last one was 2008 when the Ginn Classic had its golf tournament here. So to have a big tournament with, some of the best players in the world, whether, and I don't want to spread a rumor because this is not confirmed, nor is it even a remote possibility, but there's a rumor that Tiger turns 50 this year, so
he's eligible.
December the 30th.
He is
50
eligible.
years old.
So
Yeah.
you're saying there's a chance.
And rumor has it that the call was made. So it'll be interesting to see, but there'll be a lot of hype.
Yeah, and that's the critical thing is he's got to be 50 years old in order to play on the PGA Tour Champions, and he is clearly a Tour champion. And as of December, he'll be 50, so he could play next October. And Jim Furyk, many times, I think 17-time champion Jim Furyk,
Mr. 59.
And shot 59 as well, and maybe more importantly for this event, the boss who runs the event, his wife Tabitha.
That's right. And and they do it, and it's not just, it's really less about golf for these guys than it is about giving back to the communities in which they serve, right? It's the charities that they help. It's the, from a guest entertainment, it's the concerts. I mean, they have music and, TV, they have football up on big screens, and they've got, all these wonderful opportunities to get the public involved as well, from volunteers to, any groups, companies here that want to do, be part of the pro-am, which support the charities.
I thought it was really interesting at the press conference how much emphasis they put on things other than golf.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, the event's over a weekend in October, and on Saturdays, we all know everyone wants to watch Clemson football. Well, some people like to watch the Gators and the Seminoles.
Yeah, two of us. Yeah.
But Saturday
real football fans like to watch the Huskers. I just want to throw that in.
Saturday, college football. Sunday, NFL football.
That's right.
And the folks at Furyk and Friends are embracing that. They're not like, hey, you can only watch golf. We're going to have TVs set up, big screens, so you can watch football and experience great golf, and the concerts during the week, and also the pro-ams, but most importantly, the focus on charity and supporting the community.
Right. And great music. I mean, they bring in big country stars. You've got, they have a place for kids. Like a little kids.
Yeah, very kid friendly. They emphasize that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, oftentimes at golf events, it's more adults and it's quiet and there's not a lot of kids and they don't embrace the younger generation. But if you're going to bring the kids around, and some of these guys are bringing their grandkids around, not just their kids.
That's right.
Because again, you got to be at least 50 to play on the PGA Tour Champions events. So it's going to be a family friendly music, food, drink, football, golf, fun, charity. What did I miss? I mean, it's so many good opportunities.
All the boxes,
so much fun.
Yeah.
It does. It checks all the boxes, big.
Yeah, we are really looking forward to it, and it's going to be an amazing event here for Palm Coast and for Flagler County because the TV coverage is going to be awesome as well. And we're not just in this to get eyeballs on the resort, but there's going to be a lot of residual value coming to the resort. Mm-hmm. People are going to be like, "Wow, that resort is right here in Flagler County."
Yeah. That's right.
And it's going to be a wonderful event, and our local community is gonna be supported. You can come down and watch some of the best golfers in the world with great music and great food, and you never have to leave the resort. That's another thing that they emphasized. Right. The golfers and their families will stay on property. They'll be encouraged to eat on property, enjoy on property, entertain on property, and it's just going to be an amazing event for our community.
And I think too, what's nice about the Champions Tour is these athletes, the golfers. They are, it's not a PGA Tour, event where everything is so buttoned down serious. you know, they will interact with the fans. They will talk to them. They will see them in the lobby. They will, you know, they'll converse with them at the pro-am. They'll, you know, they'll interact with people, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's really more of a
You can really get up
laid-back.
close. You can get up close and personal with professional golfers.
Absolutely.
Similar to NASCAR, where the drivers are right there on pit road, and you can shake their hand. You know, 20 minutes before they hop in their car. In the PGA, it's not, you don't get to go on the field in the NFL. It doesn't happen.
Right.
And so in the PGA Tour, and especially on the Champions Tour. The guys they're in the lobby, they're in the lodge,
Right.
they're in the restaurants, they're meeting people, they're up close and personal. And they're going to build almost like a stadium environment there
right.
on hole number 18, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, on 17, and then coming down on 18, and you know, you're gonna have boxes and VIP tents, and yeah, it'll be pretty spectacular.
Yeah. So we're planting the seed now, folks. Make plans for October 5th through the 11th for the Constellation Furyk and Friends PGA Tour Champions event right here at our very own Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa. And also, one quick sponsor mention, that event is presented by Circle K. I want to make sure
That
they
is
get
correct.
their
Yep.
due billing as well. So Verdell, Stephen Baker, great to have you all with us. We could
Yes,
go on
thank
forever.
you.
I-
Oh, we could.
I love your property. I love the sport of golf. I don't play hardly at all, but I do love to go to golf events, and I'm thrilled for this event. And I wish it were sooner, but I know there's a lot of work to go on. But
There it is.
thanks for your time today.
But you know, just stay focused on the website. We'll have more updates
Yep.
on the
That's
website
right.
as far as opportunities and things like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And the Furyk and Friends have a website. The Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa has their own website. They're both going to be linked up. The Chamber's going to promote it as well. We're all in this together. It's going to be an amazing experience next October. And gentlemen, I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
y'all.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful Saturday here in Flagler County, and we are excited about the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa being right here in our own backyard. So we'll wrap up the Chamber of Business report. We'll say thanks again to Intercoastal Bank, to Katz and Green, to Klein Construction, and to Smart Technologies, Solar Fit, and the Home Builders Association for supporting our show. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone. Have